What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Emcees are back at it again with another week of football, and we got an exciting one for you. We got some midseason awards selections for us to channel out and share with y'all. So, without further ado, I'm going to start off with Pam saying his offensive rookie of the year. What you got?
Offensive rookie of the year right now, I gotta go with CJ Stroud. He got that Houston team looking right. They're believing in him. The coach is looking good. CJ Stroud is my guy, offensive rookie of the year.
Yes, sir. I gotta agree with CJ Stroud too. I got and then defensive rookie of the year.
Defensive rookie of the year, I have to go with Jalen Carter. The Eagles are 9-1 right now after that win yesterday. I'm going with him. Did you see what he did with the try to catch the ball with the spike? I mean, this dude. Oh, so Pat Mahomes spiked it, I think, with like 2 seconds left in the first half, and he ran under the center and tried to catch it. It was in his hands and he dropped it. It not really dropped it, but it bounced out. But it was in his hands. I've never seen that before. So the guy, I just have Jalen Carter, man, defensive rookie of the year, in my opinion. He's gonna be.
Yeah, I agree with that. And then offensive player of the year.
You know what? I'm gonna go out of a limb. I'm gonna say Tua. I have to go with Tua because I like Miami. I know they haven't really, beat anybody special yet, but I mean the dude's been balling out of his mind, and just thinking about everything that happened in last year, I gotta go to from offensive player of the year.
That's respectable. I personally am gonna give it to CMC. I think that touchdown streak that he had is absolutely ridiculous.
The fact that he's catching the ball too, I can't go wrong with McCaffrey. Yeah. He's a beast, and he's getting receiving yards now too. So yeah, I see you. Okay.
Yeah, so McCaffrey's my pick for offensive player of the year, and who you got for defensive player of the year?
I'm gonna go with Myles Garrett in the Browns because I think the Browns got the best defense in the league right now.
Oh yeah, he's leading that charge. Yeah. That's a good take. I gotta give TJ his respect. You know me, no bias. All right, so we got comeback player of the year. Who you got?
Comeback player of the year. I'm gonna go with Jared Goff, baby. You talking about a Detroit team that was one game away from making the playoffs last year. Now they arguably could win the NFC. The whole NFC this year. So you know what? I'm gonna go with Jared Goff because he's leading that charge offensively.
I like that pick. All right, okay. I am personally gonna go with Joshua Dobbs, and I think that he's really researched himself as a legitimate quality, more than serviceable quarterback. And
is he a starting quarterback, or is he? Sorry to cut you off. Is he starting level to you, or is you still feel like he's like a really good backup?
He's definitely a really good backup at the very least. I think he could be a quality starter for some teams, not all teams probably, but yeah, I'd give it to Dobbs. And then MVP.
Oh, MVP of the league right now, Jalen Hurts, man. I got best record in the league. Bounce back second half. I gotta go with Jalen Hurts as my MVP.
Yeah, I agree with that too. It was very close for me between him and Tua, but I gotta go with Jalen Hurts.
Just off the record, Also the schedule of the strength of schedule. I mean, think about the teams that Miami has beaten, and think about the teams that the Eagles have beaten. So I gotta go Jalen Hurts right now.
I agree. And then who you got winning the Super Bowl as of right now?
Oh man, you know what? I'm gonna go with the Eagles right now. After yesterday's game, they went up against the Super Bowl champions, and if I'll tell you, we'll talk about it a little bit later, but I got to go with the Eagles right now for my Super Bowl.
Yeah, I agree. I got the Eagles flying high the rest of the season, getting that ring, man. So there's our midseason awards for y'all guys. Let us know down in the comments what you agree or disagree with. We'd love to hear it as always, man. So with that, we're going to leave it at that, and we're going to go into our topics, and we would like to talk about the AFC North and the Steelers. Steeler Nation. Matt Canada's finally out of Pittsburgh. Hallelujah. It's finally happened 11 weeks later. Got the notification this morning, and I put a big-ass grin on my face, man. Woo, man, that feels good. We got him out of Pittsburgh and got a new interim head coach or offensive coordinator in our running back coach. And we'll see how that goes from there, man. I'm just I know Steeler Nation's very happy. I know we're having a little parade ourselves in our little city. So, yeah, man, breaking news for that in the AFC North today.
Definitely big news.
That division still is
it's up for grabs.
Interesting one. Yeah, still an interesting one to watch.
It's up for grabs, and I think personally it got to the point where, if the head coach, or how about this, if the players are starting to look at the head coach differently, because remember, I told you about that a few weeks ago, that it's going to get to the point where we start looking at Mike T, and I think the players start looking at Mike T, and I think he had to make that call.
Yep, for the better, man, for the better.
Oh, for sure, for the better.
Yeah, and we'll see how Kenny Pickett does with the new offensive scheme and coordinator, but we'll see. I definitely will. I definitely am having some doubts about him as a quality starter in the future, but we'll see. I'll keep giving him some time. It's very early in his career, but with that, Ravens still looking to get that division title, in my opinion. I think Browns 7-3, man. Like that's crazy.
The AFC North. How did to me? We just talked about two of the defensive player of the year candidates being in that division.
Yeah.
Arguably, I thought that division was going to be kind of sus. I mean, I don't want to say it's the best division because now Joe Burrow's gone, so and Deshaun Watson's gone, so I don't want to say it's the best division, but it's the most competitive. For sure, Nick Chubb's been gone, but it's the most competitive division in my opinion. If I'm thinking about every other division, I think that they have 3-4 teams that legit could either win the division and or still make the playoffs as a wild card. So I think it's the most competitive division. Now, granted, like we said, Deshaun Watson's not there no more. He's done for the season. Major blow for the Browns. Major blow for the Bengals. Yeah. Oh man! But what did I tell you about the Bengals from the jump this year? I was kind of iffy because Joe Burrow started the season off. He started the season off hurt. And so I don't know.
They've been covering up his injuries, I noticed, dude. It's pretty weird. Yeah,
there's some controversy. I heard the NFL's looking into that. Apparently he had something on his wrist when he was walking into the game the night before or walking into practice, something like that. So they're gonna look at that. But yeah, no. The Ravens, Mark Andrews, that hurt me because he was my tight end for fantasy. So I was very sick. I was so sick in fantasy this week, bro. I lost to the number 1 team by 10 points. Cooper Kupp got hurt, and Mark Andrews got hurt. I was devastated. So, yeah, it's not looking too good for me in fantasy right now. Dude. But neither here nor there. The AFC North is looking pretty strong. I'm going to go with the Ravens because they got Lamar Jackson. I think he's the best quarterback left in that division. I think he'll make some things happen. So I'm going to go with them. But the AFC North has been pretty interesting to watch. I'm following it right now.
Yeah, man, the playoff picture still has 3 teams from the AFC North making playoffs as of now. Yeah, it's pretty nuts.
The Ravens, you can make an argument that the Ravens defense and the Browns defense is top 3 in the league. You know what I'm saying? Top 3. So
definitely Browns. Definitely Browns defense. AFC North. Well, I'm like I said before, I'm excited to see how that division is going to turn out at the end of the year. So
Steelers fans rejoice!
Hallelujah! Man, that's been our dream since week 1, man. So, moving on to that, I want to talk about the Houston Texans now. They are home against the Jacksonville Jaguars in a crucial matchup for the AFC South. I just looked at the spread for this game. The Jags are favored by 1.5. I rarely disagree with that. And I think a home game for Houston with the streak and how good they've been playing lately, I think that gives them more leverage. I just also trust CJ Stroud, how he's been playing too.
You trust CJ Stroud more than you trust Trevor Lawrence?
In this situation, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that might be a hot take, but I don't know, man. He's been balling. But
the Jags are kind of iffy to me. The Jags,
that's what I'm saying.
Up and down. You know what I'm saying? I thought this was gonna be that breakout year for Trevor Lawrence, where he put the league on notice. I've arrived, and it really hasn't happened yet. So I don't know if it's the offense. I don't know if it's the defense. I haven't really seen what I was seeing last year. And granted, and just real quick, I think about last year in the playoffs, and I'm I have to remember who they played. And I'm okay, they did play they played the Chargers, and that's another coach who should be gone, who's gonna be gone soon. But they went up toe to toe against Kansas City. Yeah. And so I thought they were really gonna build on that, and they've been kind of up and down. But maybe if they get into the playoffs, maybe they might have some playoff magic. So I won't hold off just yet. But bro, I agree with you, man. I think CJ Stroud is the truth.
Yeah, I don't know. I also really like Houston this game. I don't know. My gut really likes Houston in this game, man. So I don't know.
I didn't say this was my defensive rookie of the year, but man, Will Anderson Jr. I like him a lot, bro. I like him a lot. I think what I'm saying. I like him a lot. I think overall, and then we got DeMeco Ryans spearheading that defense. I think that Houston might win the AFC South this year, man. I really think they do. Now I know it's pretty close still. But hey, if they pull it off, at the very least, I think they can get to a wild card spot this year.
I agree with that.
I think we can see them in the playoffs, and if they can get to the playoffs, man, you know it's any given Sunday, so or Saturday in that
Yeah.
but you know any it's yeah. So I'm excited to see what Houston does. I'm actually watching Houston Texans football. I don't think I've ever said that in my life. Maybe outside of a couple years with Deshaun Watson and JJ Watt, but yeah, man.
Yeah, I don't think I've been so excited to watch this Houston Texans football like since DeAndre Hopkins and Deshaun Watson. Like, and I love to hear it. I love it. So like, I love to see new teams like that do well when don't really have a good history at that. So I'm looking forward to that game as well. That should be a good game. Let's talk about the 49ers. I think that's a team that's back in business.
I was just about to ask you the question: are they back? I think they're back. I don't think they ever left. Sure. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they ever left. Now I know this is dumb. I play a lot of Madden, right? And on Madden, I think like my last season, I won like the first 4 games, and I went on a 3-game losing streak. And I was like, dang. And then I was like neck and neck for the Eagles for like the NFC crown all year, and it ended up pulling through. But I really think the 49ers, that's going to happen to the 49ers, bro. Like, I really think the 49ers, they might lose like maybe 2 more games tops this year. But I could really see them like being, because I have Detroit winning the NFC possibly. So I could say the 49ers would be in that probably second seed, probably third seed, but they're going to be a top 3 team for sure, man. Oh, and we gotta start giving Brock Purdy his love. I mean, totally. Like regardless if he's like not the dude, he's a dude, like for sure, you know. And I think that he's a big piece of the pie for the 49ers, you know. Like sure, I know Debo was out for a while. I know CMC was out like a game or something like that. But what happened when Brock Purdy went out last year? You know what I'm saying? So like we have to stop acting like, oh, he's just a regular guy and these dudes are carrying him. No, he's making good plays, man, and he's balling. And he's
definitely someone not to count out.
Exactly, man.
Yeah.
And he's on my fantasy. He's my starting quarterback for fantasy. So I'm going with Brock Purdy, baby.
Nice. That's nice, bro. Yeah, dude. I think the Niners are still like one of the top NFC teams, arguably in the league, actually.
Real quick, last thing about the Niners. My only thing about the Niners, we know they can get to the big game, but can they get over that hump? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's my only thing with the Niners. Can they get over that hump? Because they can get to the big game. Right. They can get to the big game. They can get to the conference championship, to the Super Bowl for sure. But can they get over that hump? And that remains to be seen. So
we'll see. Let us know what you think, people. Moving on to the Washington Commanders. You wanted to talk about them, and I'm interested in this one.
Yeah. I'm disappointed, honestly. I expected the Washington Commanders to have a relatively big.
They're 4-7. Is that the record?
I believe so. Let me see real quick.
I know it's not good.
They are. Where are they at? Yeah, they are 4-7, and lost the last 2 games. 1-4 at home.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. But it just adds on to my disappointment.
Yeah.
You know, I really want Eric Bieniemy to get a head coaching job. I really feel like he deserves it.
He does.
Just watching the Chiefs this year, and then watching how the Commanders were playing earlier in the season, I really thought, oh wow, maybe we're about to say like, okay, maybe it was Eric Bieniemy this whole time. It's been unfortunate, man. They can't protect Sam Howell, who I think is a pretty good quarterback. I think he's decent.
Oh yeah, he's great.
They can't protect him. I heard something today. He's been sacked like over 50 times already.
Yeah.
You know,
leads the league.
That's leads the league. That's a shame. Ron Rivera. See, my thing is like when I look at coaches, I always think like how you got here. You know what I'm saying? Like what is your thing? Are you an offensive dude? Are you an offensive genius like a Sean McVay? Are you a defensive guy like a DeMeco Ryans? Ron Rivera is supposed to be a defensive guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I mean, the Commanders ain't been playing no defense. You know what I mean? They've been getting blown out. And so I think that he's lost the pulse of the team. I think that his time is over. I don't know if he's going to survive. I think that if they lose like a detrimental game and it's an embarrassing fashion, he might be gone. But I don't think Eric Bieniemy is also going to get the head coaching job. I think they're going to clean house with the Commanders. So I'm a little disappointed. I was low key. That was, I wouldn't say it was like my sleeper team, but I was like, maybe they can compete.